Hey guys, I'm WUSA, Season 3, Episode 97. So I'm going to do a little explanation here before I get into this episode. I had run yesterday's episode, the Tuesday episode, into today's episode Wednesday, but then by the end of the day Wednesday, that episode was so long that I split it up and I published Tuesday separately. So what you're about to hear is all Wednesday, and we'll start it from the beginning. Alright guys, I am back. So decided not to do anything after work. I headed home, and today it is now the next day, which is Wednesday morning. I'm just leaving the house. Before 7 a.m. it's 61 degrees outside, clear skies today, and I am on my way. I believe I did a quick calculation yesterday, and I think I'm only $500 away from my weekly goal already. We still have Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday left, so could be a good week, another good week. Interesting, as bad as March was, April was the exact opposite. It was great, and now we're into May, and everything that's happening in May right now means nothing until after the Vegas trip. And we'll see what happens after the Vegas trip, because there's going to be a lot bigger swings while I'm in Vegas. Right now, I'll play up to a $100 minimum. In Vegas, I might be playing a lot higher than that, so, and a lot more often, where right now I'll get 2 or 3 or 4 sessions of blackjack in max. In Vegas, I might get 10 a day instead. So anyway, right now I am on my way. It's early. I have nothing to say. I'll be back to update you. Alright guys, I didn't realize I haven't even updated you on everything as far as sleep and all that. So Sunday, I got like no sleep. Monday, I got like 45 minutes sleep total. And then last night, Tuesday, I got home around 5 o'clock and slept from like 5 to 6. I woke up at 6 p.m. and looked around, and I see my son walking around, and I'm like, what time is it? And he says 6. Because I see it on the clock in front of me, but I thought, it can't be 6. It's too bright for it to be 6 a.m. Well, it was still 6 p.m. I'd only slept for an hour, and I felt like I got hit by a truck. I sat in the chair for a while, relaxed, got myself something to drink, slowly started recuperating, and then last night I slept around 7 hours, which was so needed, and I woke up this morning a little bit sore, but feeling good. And at this point, I'm still a little foggy in the brain here, but I'm feeling a lot better. I'm, like I said, on my way to the first casino, and let's see, I'm going to need some gas in about 100 miles here, but I'm itching to play, so I can't wait to get to the first spot. 31 miles away, it looks like. So yeah, right now I am passing a gas station that was my friend Bo's favorite gas station, because it's like 50 feet off the highway, and the off-ramp and the on-ramp are both right there connected to the gas station. So it's like the perfect place to stop for gas, and the price is good. That's what reminded me to look down and see how much gas I had. After I let you go on Monday morning, I looked down and I had like 10 miles range, and I was really worried because I was in like a dead area where there really isn't much stuff going, you know, there's no towns, there's no gas stations, nothing. So I pull up gas stations on my map, and I see one, and it's right on the edge of my range, like within a half mile or a mile probably. It was going to be 0 or 1 left when I got there. So I put it in the GPS, and I hear the dreaded, and you guys don't hear this in the big cities, but it says this gas station will be closed by the time you get there. And I looked, and it was like 5 something a.m. It doesn't open until 6 a.m. So I had almost an hour to wait. So I looked at the next gas station. It was still another 5 miles away, and I thought, Do I risk it? Because if I go to this one, I got to wait an hour. If I decide to continue on to another one after stopping at this one, now I've used more fuel. Should I just continue on and hope I make it the extra 5 miles? And I said, yes, I'm going to try to make it the extra 5 miles. And then at the last second, I chickened out and I went to the one that was still closed. I pulled up and I thought, you know, it's been my experience that sometimes, even when they're closed, they forget to turn off the pumps. So I went to the pump and I scanned my card and it worked. So by the time I finished pumping, they were just getting the newspaper off their doorstep and they still weren't open yet. But I was able to continue on and still get home at a decent hour. So yeah, so that was a close call there. I mean, it wasn't terrible. I didn't run out of gas on the highway or anything, but by the time I noticed I needed gas, it was a little bit of panic. And when I finally found the gas station that I wanted, then it was a little bit panic again because I'd have to wait another hour. I can tell you that yesterday, by the time I went through my last meetings at the office, I was getting a little drowsy. I was starting to nod off a little bit, and there's only 3 of us in this last meeting. So I had a drink at my desk. I excused myself. I went to my desk. I got the drink. I came back and I sipped it slowly and kept me awake long enough. That's why when I finally got home, I mean, when I finished all my meetings, I wasn't going to another casino. I was just way too tired. When I got home, I was knocked out. And my wife said, okay, well, these 4 kids have to go different places. I need your help. I'm like, oh gosh, okay, I'll do my best. And she assigned me the one that was furthest away. It was about 45 minutes away. And then there was a storm warning. And she looked, and I guess some of the baseball fields had been flooded, some of the soccer fields had been flooded, and all this other stuff. And 3 of them didn't have to go anywhere, and I was so relieved. She said, I'll take care of the last one for you. I know you're tired. So thankfully that happened. But we did have a heck of a storm last night. Tons of lightning, like lightning back to back to back, where it was almost like it was daylight. It was lightning for like 10 seconds at a time. So anyway, moving on, and I will be back after this first stop. All right, guys, I'm back. Not a lot to say. It was pretty much dead in there. Someone had been there before me, and there weren't any people refilling the machines, so couldn't really find anything. I made a couple small plays and ended the session ahead $13. That was it. There was nothing else to do. High limit was not open yet, so I couldn't play blackjack, and that was it. In my walking around, I did see this Asian lady who's a friend of mine, just a ploppy, and she was playing this machine right next to a good machine. She's playing this terrible machine, and she said to me, she always plays the same machine, right? So, and she says, always tells me the same story, how years ago on this machine, or one like it, she won $10,000. And she's, of course, never been able to duplicate that. I don't know why people think when they hit a big jackpot like that, they're going to be able to do it again and again. But anyway, she complained to me about that for a few minutes, and we had a little chat, and then I took off. They're moving some machines around in this place, new stuff coming in. Hopefully it's something good, but usually in the area that they're putting the new machines in, they don't put anything that's that great anyway. So most likely nothing is going to change there, but I'll be the first to know if it does, because I'll be back here on the way home, most likely, unless something changes. So what else? Yeah, that's pretty much it. Still early in the morning, and 68 degrees. Moving on. Alright, guys, I am back. So I go into this casino, and it's pretty quiet too. Pretty unusual. First 2 casinos, not much going on. I looked at a couple slot machines and I had like $34 before I went to play blackjack. And then I had actually a pretty quick session of blackjack. I had some early success, followed by a deep negative count and left ahead 500. So no need to, keep pushing it. I'm already ahead, and it's a negative count. No other tables around. Might as well leave. So I ended up leaving that blackjack table plus $500, and then went back to the slot machines and found a couple decent plays at low levels. Played those, and then I had one machine where I put my voucher in, and it ate the voucher, gave me credit, and all the machine's buttons didn't work. So then I had the only machine button that did work was the service button. I pushed that, and then eventually I flagged somebody down. She came over, reset the machine, and walked away. And then luckily when she came back, the cash out button was lit, and I pushed that and left. Found another machine, played that one, and that was it. So I ended my session ahead $500 on the blackjack and ahead $102 on the slots, and we're off to a decent start here. We're going to move on to another casino. This one has a lot of opportunity generally, so looking to play some blackjack, looking to play some slots, and hopefully find a big play. I've been itching for a big slot play lately and just haven't found what I want, but hopefully we'll get one today. So letting you go for now, and I'll be back soon. Alright guys, I'm back. I think it's going to take a change of management in this place before someone says something to me about the money I'm winning. I'll explain in a minute. I walked in, I looked at the slot machines first, but a lot of the machines were turned off. They were doing something to maybe 15% of the machines in the place, which is a very large number of machines. So I found one or two plays and was ahead $20 on that. It was one play, and I was ahead $100 on that. And then I went to play some blackjack, and generally this is shift time change, and time to change dealers. But the high limit only had one dealer for blackjack, and there was a guy playing at that table and just doing terribly. And later on, the dealer would tell me that the guy kept hitting 20s and losing. And I saw the guy's final hand. He had a 7-4 against a 4, and he had $400 out there, and he refused to double. He hits it, gets a 4, and then the dealer ends up drawing 4 cards, or using 4 cards to make a 21. So I guess that's the way it was going for that guy. But the interesting thing is I waited while they were opening the tables. I was watching a little baccarat, and it was interesting. They had a yellow shoe, so a yellow deck that they were using, and it looked like the cut card was coming out every hand, which I've never seen a yellow deck in use like that. I don't know, maybe I have and just didn't notice, but just watching these people play, this guy had this watch that was all iced out, and I don't know, you never know. He had the diamond earrings on and stuff, but it seems like you don't want to buy anything too expensive as far as a watch or jewelry, because it looks fake. It just, that's the way it is. You're going to go spend $50,000 or $100,000 on a watch or some kind of jewelry, and then it doesn't even look real, so it doesn't make a lot of sense. Anyway, watched that for a little while, then walked around, and I go to sit down, and when that guy finally loses, I go to sit down at his table with her halfway through a shoe, and the dealer's a friend of mine now, and he says, you want to sit down? I said, not with that shoe. I saw how that guy was doing. And the other dealer says, who's opening a table, says, well, we can get you a new one. And I said, no, they won't do that for me because I'm not playing rated. And then the pit boss walks by, and the dealer says, new shoe? And he says, sure, go ahead. So I was like, okay. So I sit down. I'm friendly with this dealer, and the waitress comes over, and she's friendly with me too, and we talked about life and family and stuff like that while I was playing, and talked to the dealer about what's going on in his life and everything. And it was kind of a short trip, actually. I ended up leaving ahead $600 when the count was very negative, and I go to cash out. I go to the cashier. The cashier knows me, and we're talking about jewelry and her cross that she's wearing and stuff like that. And then on my way out, one of the cleaning ladies stops me and starts talking to me. So that's what I'm saying. It's like everybody knows me. I'm a known person. They all like me. They all have conversations with me about family and life and all that kind of stuff. And I just don't see where they're going to really suspect me. It's almost like in this place, if I play at an off time when there's different dealers, I'm worse off than if I play at the normal time that I play. And even the casino that I'm pulling up to right now, last time I was here, it was all kinds of suspicion and things like that because it was at an off time, off day that I normally wouldn't be here. And people didn't know me, but the people who do know me seem to just ignore everything and just even give me accommodations that they normally wouldn't give other people. Like, you know, writing down the wrong amount that I bought in or giving me comps even though I'm not playing rated, things like that. So I ended up leaving that casino. I had 600 on the blackjack. I had 20 on the slots. And I am moving on to this next casino, and we'll see how it goes. So I'll be back to update you soon. And actually, I talked to the dealer, and he and I are going to go have dinner one of these days soon and just talk about life and family and stuff like that. So I'll probably make a list of questions I want to ask him and go to a quiet place so I can record it and get some information to you guys like I did with the pit boss. So letting you go for now. I'll be back. All right, guys, I'm back. So I walk into this next place. I've got a few $1,000s in chips on me. I need to get those cashed, and I'm thinking, how am I ever going to get these cashed? I'm going to win more money. I'm going to have more chips, and, you know, it just takes a while sometimes to get all your chips through. And I walk in, look around, don't see any slots, go to the blackjack area, and it's closed. So it's afternoon, but it's closed. So I walk around, look at more slots, and I was on my way out. I see one more machine that I want to check. I take a look at it. Some other advantage player had just checked it, and he felt like it wasn't in a good enough position, but I knew that it was, and sat down. $6 a spin, put a couple hundred in there. I knew it was going to take 200 or 300 to hit it, and I ended up putting a third 100 in there, and finally hit what I was going for and got up from the machine plus $309. So although I didn't get a chance to play blackjack, I did make $309 on slots, and I did cash out a couple $1,000s in chips. So at this point, I am going to go to another casino, try to fit one more session of blackjack in, and hopefully we have some more good variants today. Just grabbed a slice of pizza. It's just easy. Some of these places have pizza that's ready to go, and it's just easier for me. It might not be the healthiest thing in the world, but you know, it's got the dairy, it's got grains, it's got vegetables, it's got meats. Come on, what's so bad about it? Just a little grease. Give me a break. Anyway, got my pizza, and I am heading on to another casino, and then I'll come back and update you. While I'm here, let me just say, if you work in the food service business or know anyone who does, let me just teach you something that you should have been taught a long time ago. The gloves on your hands are not to keep your hands clean. Let me repeat that. The gloves on your hands are not to keep your hands clean. The gloves on your hands is to keep the food clean. You don't take my cash with your gloves on and then go prepare my food. And if I see that happening again, I'm going to go off on somebody, and I'm going to call management over. That is disgusting. All the dirty money, people wiping their butts and not washing their hands, touching slot machines, everything else. And then, well, I don't get it. How can you touch my food? So please don't touch my food if you're touching money all day long, or change gloves like you're supposed to by law everywhere. So anyway, I'll be back. Alright guys, I am back. I'm a little out of breath, honestly. I don't know what my deal is today, but a little out of breath. These big casinos with all the walking you do. I'm already beyond my normal goal for the week, for the day, I mean, as far as steps. And for the week as far as money, so that's good. I walked in, looked around. I was actually supposed to meet an AP friend here and he's being lazy as always. He'll probably call me about 6 or 7 p.m. and say, hey, I'm sorry, I forgot, let's do it. And I'll say, I'm almost home. Anyway, I played just a couple slots, and today has been the day of unusual slots. 3 of the slots that I played today, and I really did not play that many different machines today, but 3 of the machines I played today are ones that most advanced players don't play. Most of them don't have them in their area, so it's a pretty small amount of money I make off these generally, but I usually can find a play. Most of the time I can find a play on them because other people just don't know. And it takes a long time for some of these machines to get into position, so it's just not worth it for some people to check them. Anyway, I ended up ahead $33 on the slots. One played some blackjack, and they were doing something. There were 3 pits and 2 pit bosses, and they were running back and forth like crazy. 500, and then both of them would come over to the pit, and then both of them would leave, and then I'd have a double down, 500, and back and forth. Another short trip. I think all 3 blackjack sessions today have been short. This is probably the longest one at about 35 minutes. Ended my session ahead 500 on the blackjack. My low for the session was minus 1200. My high for the session was the 500. And this one was another one of those where the dealer is, I don't know, I go through these phases, right? I mean, sometimes you go through a week and all you're getting is ace-7 and ace-8 double downs like crazy, and other times it's other stuff. But right now I'm going through where I have a blackjack and the dealer has a backdoor blackjack. I have a 20, the dealer draws 4 or 5 cards to 21. I'm not pushing 20s right now, I'm losing 20s. So one of the dealers, the dealer that was there when I walked up, is actually a nice guy, and we're pretty friendly. We talk about a lot of things, but he was just a brake runner, so there was a different dealer and she was there. And maybe it was just me running around and going up steps, down steps, all these different things. But I said, man, it's kind of warm in here, isn't it? And she said, it's been warm here for, she told me the exact number, let's just say over 20 years. I don't want to say the exact number, but she's been there for that long, and she sees that many different players. And she's been a dealer for blackjack all that time, and still her blackjack dealing skills are not good. And I see this a lot with black ladies, and they'll usually have, or not usually, lots of times they will have long fingernails, and they will put their thumb under the card to pull it toward themselves so that they can check to see if they have a blackjack or not. That is a big no-no because then the person could potentially see the down card. So I don't know how someone made it that many years, but yeah. So she will, and I've actually, at this place and other places nearby, I've seen this a lot, where they will do that and stick their thumb under the card because of their fingernails. If they do it flat like they should, their fingernails will scrape against the felt on the table, so they have to bend their finger and then pull it toward themselves. What ends up happening is their nail or their whole finger ends up under the card, and sometimes you can get a little peek at it. That actually reminds me, I should brush up on my baccarat skills, because people who play baccarat will know, hey, it's 4-sided, is it a 4? You know, when you see a little corner of the card, you can get a hint as to what it is, versus lots of times when you're getting a peek at the cards, they're flipping the side of the card up and you can see a little yellow, then you know it's a face card or something like that. But yeah, I'm definitely, today, I'm going to do that. In the next hour, I'm going to do that, brush up on which ones have markings in the corners, which ones don't, and all that kind of stuff, because that will definitely be helpful. Gorgeous outside, 77 degrees. Honestly, the timing has been so good today. I almost want to go to this other casino, but it would take so long to get there and back. But it's such a beautiful day. I don't know what's going on at home. I don't want to cause any problems at home, so I don't think I'm going to go there. I am, however, going to go to a grocery store in the area and grab some things that I can't find in my area. And it's cool now. I have all these different areas with different types of grocery stores and restaurants and things. And even the people at those places now are starting to know me pretty well, so pretty cool. Anyway, right now I'm moving on. I'm gonna go get some groceries real quick and then head on to the next casino. All right, guys, I'm back. Okay, I'm gonna tell you the result first, because the result doesn't matter because it was awful. The result was plus $19. Okay, so I go in this place, I see a couple really nice plays, I play them through, and I end up down like $30, $40, $50, something like that, no big deal. I walk around, find a couple other plays, and I make a mistake on a machine, and I bet a large amount of money, like over $100, that I shouldn't have bet. Then I move on, and I lost. I move on, and I'm going around looking at stuff, playing stuff, and I'm down now like $200 and something. And finally I get to the last machine I want to play, and I'm really abridging this because I almost don't even want to talk about it. And this is a high denomination play, very large denomination play, and I'm playing it, and I'm losing and losing and losing. So I was down for 200, then 3, then 5, then 8, then 1,000, then 1,200, then 1,300, 1,400. I get involved for a total of 1,500, and when I finally hit, I'm back to 1,200. So I'm actually down 290. I know for a fact the number was, I was down 290. And for the second time in one visit, I make a mistake, and I push the wrong button, and I bet large again. This time, I end up winning. So, I lost 100 before, I lost another whatever it was this time, but I won by mistake, and I ended up even, which is plus $19. But I'm greatly concerned that, I don't know if I'm tired, not paying attention, I have no idea what I'm doing, but twice, I haven't done this in months and months and months and months, and I'm usually pretty careful about this stuff, especially on machines where I'm not betting max. If the max is like $4, okay, it's not a big deal, but some of these machines on, let's say, a 25-cent level can go anywhere between $12 a spin and $200 a spin, and you gotta watch yourself. And twice today, I didn't watch myself, and even though it won, it still doesn't make it right. So I'm gonna watch myself. I'm just gonna be a lot more careful, a lot more deliberate. In fact, I know another time in this session, I was playing the middle machine and checking the other two at the same time, and just clumsily pushing the button on the middle machine. I gotta just stop, check the other two, because there was a definite play on the middle one. So I leaned over to one, checked it, leaned over to the other one, checked it, and then played mine. But actually, I was playing it at the same time. So I just need to slow it down. It's not the end of the world. If you miss a small play somewhere because you're 10 seconds late, don't lose a bunch of money for no reason. So that's me yelling at myself, telling myself to do the right thing. And although I was ahead $19, I was really down about $200, and whatever, 200 and something dollars. So for the day, I'm ahead, I believe, around almost exactly 2,100, just under 2,100. For the week, 6,400, I believe. So we're, again, about 1,600 above the goal for the week, and still have 2 more days to go. Today's Wednesday, tomorrow is Thursday. Tomorrow, I was not expecting to go anywhere. I don't know if I can do anything tomorrow, because I have like 4 or 5 meetings. One of them is 2 hours long. It's in the middle of the day, and that meeting in particular is important because it's me and my team, and we are all going to be given our own environments to work in. So obviously people are going to know if you're working or not. We're going to be given our own computer environments to work in remotely, and we have to solve a problem and see who can solve it the fastest. So I'll be honest here, I don't like that at all, because I don't like to play anything unless I'm going to be in first place. I mean anything. I don't care what it is. If I'm not absolutely going to win, I'm not doing it. And so whether it's selling something to raise money, whether it's losing weight, eating something spicy, eating the most of something, I don't care what it is, the most wins, whatever it is, the longest time worked, I have to be number one. And the possibility that there's a chance that I'm not going to win makes me a little upset. I don't know this environment at all. None of us do. Actually, maybe one of us does, that they worked in it before. But I've got to be the winner here. So I don't think I'm going to have any time to look this up tonight. If I do have any time, I will. But tonight we're supposed to be going to a game that's being played by one of the children whose dad passed away last week. So I really can't not do that. So with both of the deaths, there's something going on. The funerals are being delayed, so we're not positive exactly the real true cause of death. So that's another thing weighing on me. I may have to go to California for something, for a funeral, but we haven't heard back yet. So I'm actually going to check in on that now and see what's happening. So anyway, I did get gas a while ago, back down to a half a tank again. I may be able, a little over half, I may be able to make it all the way home, but I'll definitely need to fill up in the morning in that case. So we'll see. Right now, I'm going to let you go. I'm actually going to take a breath, and I'll be back. All right, guys, I am back. So I am still heading toward home. Still a beautiful day, 81 degrees, partly cloudy, just a nice day, light winds. And I thought, I'm going to Vegas soon. What could top this off here? My wife's a little jealous that she's not going to Vegas. Why not book a trip for the both of us? So I used my 7 Stars trip through Norwegian Cruise Line and booked a trip to Alaska in June. So we're going to be going to Alaska at the end of June. We'll be leaving from Vancouver and going to Alaska, coming back. I guess there's one-way trips up there. I don't know why you would want to take a one-way. You end up about 3 hours away from Anchorage, Alaska by the time you're done. Who's going to want to rent a car and drive 3 hours to Anchorage? I'm sure those flights are not cheap. So that's all set, and we have 24 hours to change our mind. I'm going to start looking at flights to get to Vancouver and get the time off of work. So it's going to be some busy times coming up here. So we have, right now we're in May, May. And I have a Vegas trip this month. I have an Alaskan trip in June. And then July or August, looks like we're probably going to go to maybe the upper peninsula of Michigan and get a house up there, go fishing, swimming, stuff like that. Just be near nature, no people or anything like that. I've been in that area before. It's just gorgeous there. They have, the Great Lakes and all that. And even in the summertime, you're going to get 70s and 80s for the temperature. It's going to be great fishing, salmon, everything else, all the big fish. And it'll be a great time for the family. So that'll be in July, probably. So busy couple of months coming up here, and more to come. Right now I'm heading toward home, just relaxing, having a good time, and still trying to figure out what I'm going to do for tomorrow. But I'll have an idea here pretty soon, and I'm going to let you go, and we'll catch up later. If you have any questions or comments, my email is mwusa21@gmail.com, mwusa21@gmail.com. See you next time.